Hello, friends, and welcome to the very first episode of our brand new Ask Me Anything series here on the Untethering Shame podcast. I'm your host, Kira Wackett, and every Monday, I'll be answering your questions. The big ones, the messy ones, the things we're often too scared or unsure to say out loud. No shame, no fluff, just real talk and radical acceptance. And today we're kicking things off with a question from Kim, who asks, does venting actually help? From a psychological standpoint, which is such an amazing question. Honestly, it's one I think we assume we know the answer to. But when we dig into the science, there's a lot more nuance here than you might expect. All right, let's get into it. So the short answer is sometimes venting can be helpful. But see, the key point here is how you're venting, who you're venting to, and what your goal is. So from a psychological standpoint, when we're stressed, overwhelmed, or angry, our nervous system is activated, particularly our sympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for that fight, flight, or freeze response. Our heart rate increases, cortisol floods our system, and our brain starts prioritizing survival over reflection or logic. Now, expressing what we're feeling, especially in safe and supportive spaces, can actually begin to downregulate the nervous system. That's because naming our emotions activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps us process, regulate, and calm the intensity of those feelings. This is sometimes referred to as name it to tame it. So yes, from that lens, venting can help. It can create a moment of psychological release. But here's the catch. Venting is only helpful when it's productive. If we're just spiraling, repeating the same frustrations and stories over and over and over without reflection, intention, or forward momentum, our bodies may stay stuck in that stress response. In fact, studies show that unstructured venting, especially when done with someone who just fuels our fire, can increase feelings of anger, helplessness, and agitation. We think we're getting it out, but we're actually reinforcing the stress pattern. On the flip side, when we vent in a way that's grounded in awareness, connection, and self-validation, we can start to shift that physiological response. The body feels seen, heard, held, and safe. So if you're someone who finds yourself saying, I just needed to get it out, ask yourself, did it actually help me feel more grounded or connected? Or do I feel more activated now than I did before? Because venting isn't the problem. It's how we're using it and whether it's moving us toward relief or keeping us stuck in the story. Sometimes we need to vent just to be witnessed. Other times we're actually seeking clarity, comfort, or a sense of control. The more honest we can be about what we're seeking when we vent, the more likely we are to choose a method or a person that supports us in actually getting it. Okay, so to wrap it up, yes, venting can help physiologically if it helps regulate your nervous system. And it can also backfire if it becomes rumination or reactivation. The key? Intentionality, self-awareness, and safety in who you choose to vent to. And as you're going through and you're thinking about yourself as a venter, ask yourself, am I venting to be heard, validated, or to find clarity? And if not, you have your answer. Kim, thank you so much for kicking us off with such a thoughtful, layered question. And to everyone listening, if this got you thinking, or if you've got a question of your own that you've been sitting on, now's the time to send it in. You can submit your question anonymously or with your name, totally up to you, using the link in the show notes. I can't wait to keep digging deep with you every Monday. Until next time, take a breath, speak your truth, and keep showing up exactly as you are. We're in this together.